Welcome back to Perry Wellington Real Estate 4.5. In a hot real estate market, there is a right way to buy and a wrong way to buy when it comes to dealing with sellers. Adam, we had some situations this week and you were saying, you know what, we should talk about that on the show. And oftentimes things come up like that.
That's where we get all of the content for the show from,
Get
right?
our material.
Right. We
like
just real life. This is
Yeah.
life in the, I mean, we should, you follow me around some week and just be like, this is the day in the life of the broker. Like all the stuff we run into on a weekly basis is kind of interesting.
It is interesting. So of course, you know, to an extent, we're saying sellers have the upper hand.
They do. For now, they have the upper hand.
But some buyers still think that they can push it a little bit.
Yeah, so some buyers, and it's funny because we try to coach buyers, and it's interesting because I actually spent some time coaching agents on how to coach buyers and sellers in this market, and agents will come back to me and say, well, the buyer's not getting it, they're not believing me, they don't think, and I said, put them on the phone with me, I'll lay it out for them, and literally the buyers will be like, no, I don't believe that, I think we can go ahead and do this, and I said, look, I'm going to tell you right now that if you do this, this is going to go poorly for you, right? And I don't think they believe us.
Yeah.
And I think the buyers have gotten some education when they lose out on offers, when we tell them what to do on offers, and they lose a couple of times, and then they eventually win, and they say, yeah, you know, I should have done this when I should have listened to you earlier, right? So.
Yeah.
Listen to your agent.
Listen to your agent for sure. And on the other hand, you know, sellers, as we were talking earlier in the show, they're thinking, wow, I'm going to cash in. I got this great offer. I'm rich, I'm wealthy, you know, like Daffy Duck.
Oh, I remember
Looney
that.
Tunes. I'm rich, I'm wealthy. Well, if you think that you can go, well, I got this much, but maybe I can get a little bit more.
Right.
That can backfire even in a hot seller's market.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's interesting because I solved the deal. I solved the problem with the deal that it looked like it was a farm down in Bedford, wasn't going to come together. And I literally figured out, say, look, I think if we get some little concession, the buyer just feels like, you know, they're not getting, you know, they're kind of not being treated well.
Yeah.
I said, we just make them feel like they're being treated a little bit better. I said, I think they'll get over it. Same thing for sellers. But we had an instance this week where the seller just asked, they kind of chipped away at the buyer and asked for a little bit more money.
Yes.
And the buyer said, forget it, and just walked away completely.
They came in with a really strong offer, and the seller wanted $4,000 more.
Yep, and the buyer said,
no, I'm done. They didn't even want to negotiate.
I've reconsidered, and now I don't want to buy the house at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be careful about these little incremental changes, and we tell people generally, once it gets past 2 volleys, you know, 2 terms of, it usually starts to devolve into personalities.
Yeah.
And people feel like they're not being treated fairly.
That's true. So ask your agent for advice and listen. We'll be back with more after the break. But first, have you ever thought about living on the beach? If so, check out this place.
If you're searching for a quiet getaway, this triangular home in Connecticut just may be your perfect slice of paradise. While this slanted escape in Guilford, Connecticut isn't your typical beach house, it is designed for peace and quiet. It's listed at $1.5 million. The modernist triangular design, which covers just under 1,200 square feet, is typical of the architect's style. The main level features a living room and kitchen, and there's a lofted bedroom above. The stone fireplace and spiral staircase are eye-catching interior design elements. The compact kitchen is galley style, with views of the ocean from almost everywhere. Overlooking the water, the vistas resemble what you might see off a ship's galley. The outdoor space is designed to simply soak in the sun, as a large deck wraps around the house. For a house where the right angle is truly everything, it's hard to find a bad view.